Hello everybody, welcome back to Sunday Berries. Today I am excited because I want to share with you what I've been doing with watercolors. And I have been following the Creative Abstract Watercolor book that I reviewed, I think a couple of months back, by Kate Rebecca Leach. And this is what I've been doing. It's one of the exercises, and I've been repeating it over and over and over so I can get used to it. And that gives me a chance to be able to practice different techniques for watercolor. And that has been quite useful for my learning process. So I thought that I could share this with you, and perhaps you could start doing the same type of abstract art with your watercolors because it's quite simple. They can be done quite fast, and you can use the palette of colors of your choosing. So I've been working with different ones, as you can see. Some are more natural. I've used the blue scheme, but in different, none of them are the same. They might be the same technique, but they never come out the same. One of my favorite ones or color palettes that I use is this blue and green one, this earthy one as well. I've done this blue one, which is quite nice as well. I did the natural palette as well in these two. This one is Arches watercolor paper. That's another thing. It's given me a chance to work with different types of paper that I do own, and it's been quite fun, and it works from professional watercolor paper or high quality watercolor paper all the way to cellulose, which is this one right here. It's quite interesting that you can alter your different color palettes and get amazing results. So this is like something sure that it's going to work for you. I have been using the watercolor block from Layton watercolor paper, and this is a cold press acid-free 100% cotton, and this one, it's in 7 inches by 5 inches. What is quite impressive for me, and this is why I love it so much, is that it's 350 GSM and 160 pounds. Usually cold press papers, the regular papers that we buy, is 300 GSM and 140. So this is quite a thick paper, and it hardly buckles. And also, once you detach it from the block, it just flattens out by its own. I mean, it's hardly even buckling, so that's quite nice. And I have another pad of this, but I will be using this last page with you. Another one that I use is Fluid 100 cold press finish. This is 140 pound and 300 GSM, 6 by 12. And this is also 100% cotton. Oh, here. And I made, this one is quite nice because the format is so long. This turned out to be really good for this work, and I'll show you what I did on that paper. It's this one. So as you can see, it's a little bit less thick than this one, but it is quite a good paper as well. Another one that impressed me a lot is the Tu Muerta watercolor pad. This is also 100% cotton, 140 pounds and 300 GSM acid free. And this one is quite good as well. I was very surprised. And the price tag on this one, the Fluid 100 and the Layton, is quite affordable. So I think these are options. I'm going to link them in the description below so you can get them if you're interested. Let me show you the Tu Muerta one. So this is the Tu Muerta one, these two. And as you can see, it takes the color really well. And I did all of these blooms right here. I did them on purpose. So that's part of the technique that is used in this particular type of project. But yeah, it's really, really good. This Tumort watercolor pad. This is the type of thing that has allowed me to really go through my watercolor pads, papers, and so far, so good. This one in particular, I used with Montfal watercolor paper. This is 9 by 12, 140 pound, 300 GSM. However, this one is not 100% cotton. This one, it doesn't even say, so I'm thinking it's 100% cellulose paper, but it's quite nice as well. It has a really good texture to it, and you can detach the paper because it has a cutout, and you don't have to really pull the paper off the pad. And this is how it looks. It does warp a little bit more than the rest of them, but it works really fine. And as I mentioned, all the blooms and everything came out nice because it's part of the technique of this particular project. So I thought, let's go ahead and do this and practice our watercolors, and the result that you get is quite beautiful. With that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the materials that you will be needing. You can use any type of paper that you want. This exercise is going to look really good for bookmarks. So I thought that I should try it out on this paper. And you guys know how much I love Hanemule. This is 100% cotton. It is 300 GSM and 140 pounds cold press. So I know that they will be really nice. And yeah, so this is the time to try this out. You will also be needing tape. The tape that I use is frog tape, and it was also suggested in that book. I must say that it is a game changer. It doesn't peel off your paper. I mean, it's incredible. You will also need your watercolors. This is your time to use your metallics because they are fun in this type of project. I will be using my M. Graham that I haven't used in a while, and I place it in these pans. So I want to see how dry they are. I will also be using the Serene to Dramatic Blues by Daniel Smith. I will be using my Kuretake Starry Colors. I will also be using the Dr. Martens Bleed Proof White or the Dollar Brownie FW. This is a white ink. Or I could use my Sennelier white acrylic liner. You will need your paper towels because you never know when you're gonna need them, and also to clean your brushes. I will be using 2 rounds. One is 12 and the other one is 8, which are 2 different sizes, really nice. 2 different flat brushes, 1/4 and 1/2, and then 1 round 2, size 2, pretty small. So these are the ones that I will be using. And then all of these are markers, liners, Posca pens. All of these are waterproof, so these are good. You can break out your watercolor pencils, any type of media that you want to add to this project, you can use it. And guys, I know I am not the best teacher, but I'm trying, okay? I will be starting with this size, and this is the really thick paper, the Layton one, and I'm going to do a scheme of blues. You don't have to really mix the colors for this project because you can use them straight up and they will mix together automatically. So you don't really have to worry about that. And what you want is to create a really nice background. For the next one, we can use, let's say, a nice deeper color. And you're going to leave a little bit of a space in between. But what we do want is to make sure this is going to mingle. Ooh, that's a nice dark one. And you can do different thickness of line. Okay, I'm going to switch to a flat brush. Get creative with your spontaneous addition to this project. And what we're going to do is that with clean water, you're going to take advantage of this sort of freeing project because it will give you a lot of freedom to do different things. Because mostly the idea is to have these colors intermingle with each other. And with that, we're going to allow this one to do its thing, and we're going to allow it to dry on its own. Let's not use any type of heating or blow drying this so it can work its magic. But before I go, I really want to leave a couple of dots there. There we go. And we're going to set it aside to dry. You can also move it. If you have a lot of water, you can move that water and see where it goes and what happens and what it does. So do play around. Okay, so we're going to be doing that bookmark. And I thought I was going to use the yellow with the blues, but I decided against it, so. All right, so for this one, I will be using the number 8 by Princeton Aqua Elite. And this color is the olive green. And I'm going to mix that one with so here we go. Now we have them. Okay. Ooh. Already giving it a little bloom opportunity. Ooh. Oh, I'm going to be quite excited about this one. Look at how beautiful that went through. I'm going to use this one as is. And I'm going to dilute this one a little bit further. Always remember to leave white spaces in between. And since we have this one here, why not? Oh, I'm really liking this one. That's a Venetian red almost. Let's see if we can get something out of that one. Okay, here we go. Oh, yes. So now I'm going to and to finish it off, Okay, so we're done with the next one. We can add a couple of additional watermarks if you want to break things apart a little. It's really optional, but this one I feel it's going to be quite a nice one as well. So I'm not going to touch it anymore. I'm going to allow it to dry, and then we are going to add little things with the markers, the liners, the white ink, and maybe even the metallic colors, the gold. So let's see what happens. And right now we're going to allow it to dry, and we are not going to use any heat tools. We're just going to let them be and allow them to dry. As you can see, these are still in their drying process. I just wanted to mention that with this style, it's great to use granulating colors, as you can see, because it does give it a texture, and you can see it in certain areas. And about this one, which is with the M-gram colors, I am loving the way they mix together, and the high saturation that these colors have is quite amazing. So I just wanted to show you how they are drying during this process. As you can see, I still have quite a lot of water there and here. So hopefully it'll be good. Of course, what makes this project quite interesting is the embellishments that we're going to do. You can do, I'm giving you all these tips so you can start preparing for it. You can do line work, you can do flowers, you can do anything that you like. You can even make a story in each of these boxes, and you will be able to come with a really nice result. It doesn't matter what it is that you do, it's going to look really nice once we tape off these edges from the yellow tape. But I'm loving the texture here, and it's mostly the result of the water that I added that created ridges in the paint. At this point, you can add more color, inject some extra paint if you want to add more punch to it. This is another point in which you can add your metallic colors to the piece if you are going to go that route. As a matter of fact, maybe I should do that just to show you. We could probably even do some here just to see what happens. And down here, this one is drier, so we're gonna add a little bit of extra water there. Oh, liking what happened here. Don't even want to touch it. And if we're going to do it here, I'll probably do it here as well, just to see what happens with that. And there. We'll see what happens now, but we have added a little bit of gold to this piece, and as you can see, because it has a dark color right there, it's visible, and it's actually quite interesting, the traces of gold that it is leaving behind. And here we'll see what happens. All right, so we are continuing to allow this to dry naturally. As a matter of fact, I decided to come back because this one might need a darker color somewhere here. It doesn't have that punch. So what we're doing is injecting a little bit of the color. So feel free to make changes along the way as you see them. If you see that it needs it, then feel free to do it. And let's pick up some water. And now we are going to continue to allow it to dry. So these are dry now. And as you can see, this one buckles quite a lot. This one is still flat. It's glued on every side though. And now it's time to decorate. Let's see. And this can be such a meditative part of the process. It's really enjoyable. Something that can keep your mind busy quite a while. Just have fun with it because the process is quite enjoyable and can give you a lot of pleasure doing it. So I love, can you see here? I love the way this came out, quite nice. I don't want to mess this one up. I think I don't want to do anything extra to this one, so let's take a look. And here we have it. I think I need something here, so okay. So this is the one. I think I'm done with it. I find it really interesting. It's not the perfect and most beautiful thing ever, but it's quite good. And it was fun to do. So let's do the next one. All right, so I think we're good with this one as well. So let's take the tape off. If we see something that we need to fix, then we can just go ahead and fix it. Different types of patterns work really well with this. So if you have a really good group of patterns that you enjoy doing, this would be perfect for that. I'm going to take it off from the pad And I believe this is my last page, and yes, it is. I have another block for this, but I'm going to get them in larger sizes because, as you can see, it's completely flat. This is a great exercise to get your inspiration going, and especially when you have nothing else to paint and you don't feel like doing something too complicated. This is the kind of exercise that you can do to practice your wet on wet, for example, your wet on dry, or different techniques, and get something done that is quite actually appealing and nice to look at. If you frame this, it's going to be really, really nice. So, this is what I wanted to do the other day when I was going to do a live that never happened because the YouTube studio would not let me get the orientation right. So, yeah, I'm really excited to continue exploring as an exercise to relax and just get your meditation going and be mindful of your thoughts and get away from anything that's going on in your life and just escape to a fantasy world where everything is possible. Then this is the kind of painting that will do that for you, and I find it really pleasing. So this is the first that we are doing from the book that I reviewed, the creative abstract paintings, and we are going to continue doing the other ones. So we'll see. The other ones, some of them seem a little bit complicated, but hopefully we'll get it done. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. I bring it to you with a lot of love, and I hope you learned something that you didn't know or that has given you ideas that can work for you, either for presents, for greeting cards, or even to just relax at home doing something creative. Then this is the type of work that is possibly great for you. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I will really appreciate it. It will help me with the algorithm so my videos are shown to other people who have similar taste as you do. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, take a moment to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know exactly when I'm going to be releasing my next video. And with that said, thank you for watching. Please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Be kind to one another. And I will see you on the next video. Until then, bye.